Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist.
No pun intended.
Phone number for Loveline. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455.
So you're feeling better?
Yeah, there's something. I still got something.
Do me a favor.
You know, I'll never admit to feeling that good.
Take the antibiotic I prescribed for you, please.
I know. I think I took it this
Adam,
morning.
Did you use it something to measure it with? No.
Yeah.
Other than a shoehorn?
Well, what I did was I took a big swig out of it.
Again?
No. I used a spoon.
All right.
But, you know, it seems like you're not going to get it. First off, you know how I feel about dirtying silverware.
Yes.
It's a very strong policy not to dirty silverware. And then I think, you know, you pour it in there, and by the time you get it to your mouth, it's all down the front of your sweater.
Did you use a spoon?
Yeah. I did use a spoon last time, but there really should be a bottle. Here's my invention.
Where it pours out into a teaspoon? Like on a scooper in the end?
No. Here's the deal. I've come up with two inventions. Okay, here's the first one.
It's perfect. You sort of push on the bottom, and a teaspoon would come up into a little cup. You know, sort of one of those suction.
On the top of the bottle, you put a little like squeeze hopper.
Right.
We call it the hopper, and they have this in some booze bottles.
That's
and
right.
stuff.
They do.
You turn the thing over, and it just measures out that amount, and then you can just suck it right out of the bottle, and you could have the teaspoon and the tablespoon amount. Wait, do they ever use the tablespoon?
Sometimes, sometimes.
All right, but just a little hopper at the top. You know, the other thing I was thinking about as I was wrestling, because here's what I'm doing now. I'm on the NyQuil.
Great.
I'm on the, I'm mainlining the NyQuil. I'm on the aspirin bottles. I got everything going, right? And every one of these goddamn things has a childproof cap on it, right?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, you know what? There's no kids within 100 miles of my house.
So you see the top off.
I don't have kids at my house.
Yeah.
But yet I spend at least an hour and 45 minutes a week wrestling with the lids of these things.
That's nice.
And, you know, oftentimes I'm in no state to negotiate these things. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I understand.
Right? I got like a sleeping pill and a 12-pack of Pabst Tall Boys in me, and now I'm trying to get the aspirin lid off, right?
All right.
And I thought to myself, Drew, all these bottles should come with a lid for single folk. The Bachelor lid. So, as soon as you get the childproof top off, the one time you immediately toss that into the garbage, and then you snap on the adult lid. Because why do I have to spend my entire... This is bizarre. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
No, wait a minute.
I don't have kids.
But
I spend the better part of my life wrestling with lids.
Well, you spend every night, though, talking to kids from less than appropriate parents, right? Parents that don't really do their job.
Right.
So you can understand that as a drug company, as a society, we want to kind of force them to do their job a little bit.
I understand that.
So everybody gets the childproof lid, okay? Because of all these advocating parents out there.
I want all my single brethren to unite on this one, though. I mean, Ann, you don't have kids. Engineer, would you shut up?
Come on.
Engineer Mike, you don't have kids. Sherry, you don't have kids, although you think of your cats as your kids, but they're not really your kids. We have been spending the last 15 years wrestling with lids.
Whatever.
Yeah. Right, let's go.
I'm telling you, why do I have to do this? I don't have kids. Why do I have to pay? I'm tired of this.
Whatever.
Oh, shut up.
Jeff, 24.
Yes, hi.
What's going on?
Well, basically, well, first of all, I wanted to say you're right on about acid. It really screws you up later on. I know firsthand.
Yeah, and Jeff,
I'm sorry. Put a childproof lid on that.
That's true. But it's not that I'm right or wrong about it. I'm just reporting what happens to people. It's just what happens. I wish it weren't. It is.
It's really true. It can, I mean, I don't see tracers or anything like that, but definitely I know that some of my chronic depression is because anyways, that gets me on to my main question, which is sometimes I act really stupid and impulsively. This is kind of a two-part question, and last night I kind of got together with a girl, had sex with a girl who I'm not really sure of her history, although I know it's questionable. And I was really safe. Even though I didn't go down or anything like that, I made sure to rinse my mouth out with peroxide before, and I definitely wore a condom. There was non-oxynol 9 involved, but
what's your question?
I did stick my finger in it, and I realized right afterwards that I have a cut on my finger, and
a serious cut, a wound,
an abrasion.
All right, that's fine.
It's pink flesh exposed.
Okay, very unlikely.
So rented that last weekend.
Pink flesh exposed.
Yeah, number 14.
Jeff, that is very. First of all, she's not known to have HIV, right?
No,
okay.
I mean, not that I know. But I don't know if she's been responsible enough to get tested.
Is she an IV drug user?
No, but I know that she used to do a lot of speed and stuff like that.
But she's not an IV drug user.
No.
Why'd you rinse your mouth out with the peroxide?
Well, I learned in school at one time that doing that can not necessarily prevent, but it can help prevent you getting HIV in a cut in your mouth.
After?
Before and after.
Before? Wow.
That's not... I'm not sure that's been substantiated.
Well,
there are...
the Jewish doctor would say, Drew.
What?
Couldn't wait. Please.
But there are, of course, if you indeed had been exposed, which we don't know that you have been, and even if you were with somebody with HIV, you took reasonable precautions, okay? There are antiviral therapies that are being advocated very early in exposure as a way of decreasing the potential of this going on to AIDS. But this is not one of those kinds of situations. That would be in a situation like in a healthcare worker who has a no needle stick exposure to somebody who's definitely carrying the virus. So I would continue to be safe, Jeff, and get yourself tested if you wish, but I would not freak out about this.
All right, here's what I'm going to call this new product: the Single Guy's Jumbo Pack of Lids. It's just going to be, it's going to sell at the supermarket.
They're all going to be expecting pot when they buy it.
Oh, really? It's just a whole bunch of Snap-on lids.
50-year-old stoner guys thinking they're buying pot.
So be it. But put it on aspirin, put it on prescription medication, put it on the NyQuil, put it on everything. All of it. You never have to wrestle. I'm going to sue.
Bag of lids.
I have carpal tunnel syndrome from all the fighting of lids I've done over the last 4 or 5 days. Sarah.
Hi.
You're 14.
Yep.
What's going on?
My brother-in-law is constantly touching me. Like, whenever I'm, like, with him, he'll always, like, kissing on my neck or massaging my back. And whenever I get up, he smacks my butt. And it just makes me feel so uncomfortable.
That's totally healthy, isn't it, Drew?
Sarah, what?
How old is he?
40.
Oh.
How old's your sister?
30.
Ooh. And why do you see him so much?
Well, it's just whenever she's over here, and he'll sit by me, and then he'll start doing it, and it's just...
And what do you do when he touches you like this? How do you react?
I pull away, or I ask him to stop, or something.
Does he stop?
Not, well, he'll like, oh, yeah, and he'll kid around with me, and then he'll start doing it again.
Have you ever had anything like this happen to you before?
Mm-mm.
Nobody's ever touched you inappropriately, or...
No, never.
Been aggressive with you, or anything like that?
Mm-mm. Is he drunk when he does this?
I don't think so.
Why didn't you tell your mom or dad?
I told my mom, and she says, well, he's not doing it in a sexual manner, but the fact...
Oh, Mom! Okay, that already makes Dad suspect.
Huh?
Right, am I right?
Well, Dad's not around.
Where's your dad?
He's here.
He is?
Yeah.
Your real dad?
My real dad's they've been married for 30 years, my mom and my dad.
He died in 1978, but they've kept the corpse in their living room for 21 years.
What's your dad like?
He's like, I'm totally daddy's girl. My dad is, like, very nice.
Tell your dad about this guy, then.
Huh?
Tell your dad about this guy.
I'm afraid to, though, because I'm afraid my sister's...
Well, you're daddy's girl. He loves you, right?
Yeah, but
all right.
He's going to freak out, and I really don't want to hurt my sister. I really... Cause
Look.
But hold on a second. I'm giving you one of two options.
Okay.
All right, here's the deal. If, in fact, he is a wonderful guy and you are daddy's girl, then he should have zero problem with this information. He should be glad. He should thank you.
Delighted
that you brought this to his attention.
I know he will.
All right, well, then tell him.
Sarah, this is not you hurting your sister. This is your sister's brother-in-law hurting your sister. You are just a byproduct. You were just an innocent bystander providing information about the brother-in-law who is hurting your sister and could really be a danger to you.
Okay.
A bad guy. Maybe he can be dealt with. Maybe this will all stop, but he is not behaving appropriately, and it's not your fault. Okay? It's nothing to do with you.
Okay.
All right. And let me tell you how I know something's amiss.
With Dad.
Yeah. No, not with Dad. Just in general. All these calls we get. People spending too much time with family. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm a 40-year-old dude and I'm married to a 30-year-old woman, you know how much time I'm spending over at the in-laws' place, hanging out with the younger sister?
14-year-old sister.
I am going to see her once a year at some sort of function, maybe Christmas, maybe Easter, and I will argue vehemently about why I don't need to be there this year.
That's right.
And that's why I never trust these guys that are spending serious time with the in-laws. And here's what that means to me.
No job.
Yes. They cannot provide for themselves somehow,
right.
So that's why they have to spend a lot of time with them. Maybe they're sharing a room in the trailer or something like that, or there's some sort of bizarre sexual thing going on, or they're just sort of mutual idiots. Everyone likes getting loaded and watching hee-haw.
Right.
Whatever it is, I don't trust it. No healthy people should want to spend any substantial amount of time with their in-laws. Okay. And nobody should want to hang out with their family more than once a week after their 21st birthday. I don't trust any of you.
Carolla's rules.
Am I right?
Should put that in our book.
You get to a mess. Just move out of the house.
It is in a mesh quality. That's right. That's right.
Damien.
You are my teacher.
Thank you.
How you doing?
You're 22.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to say real quick, I love you guys, especially you, Adam. You're funny as hell.
Thanks.
But anyways, yeah, my problem is, like, I've been, like, especially lately with my girlfriend that I'm going out with now, I've been, like, real mentally abusive and jealous-natured towards her, and, you know, I don't like that. She doesn't like it. You know, I just want to get over it.
What do you do to her?
Oh, just, like, I just yell at her just, like, constantly for the simplest stuff. I just yell at her, and I
Where
end
did
up
you learn
making
that?
her cry.
Where did you learn that that's appropriate behavior?
Oh, I don't know. I mean...
Where do you see that?
You should say...
I don't know. I'm in the military. If that can take effect, if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, but you didn't get into the military till you were 18, right?
Right.
All right. So what Drew's going for is maybe someone in your family did a lot of yelling?
No, not really. My dad hasn't been around since before I was born, so hadn't had anything to do with him. My mom's always been at work. I mean...
Never saw any boyfriends or stepdads?
No.
Well, maybe he's just neglected and is sort of angry about that.
Yeah. It's usually the case when somebody's aggressive with a woman that they've learned that somewhere in their family. They've seen women being aggressed against inappropriately, and they just do that.
Yeah.
There was no violence or aggression in your home?
No, none at all.
Nothing.
I mean, I've always been with my mom.
Do you do speed?
No, I used to.
How long did you do speed for?
Oh, probably only about 6 months or so.
When did that end?
About almost a year ago.
You smoking pot now?
No, not doing anything now. I quit. I saw real bad effects of speed on my friend, and I just quit. I quit everything completely.
They do any drug testing in the military?
Yes, they do, but there are ways to get around it.
What do you do?
What did I do to get around the drug test?
Yeah.
Niacin.
Niacin will no. That will get
really?
No.
It didn't work?
That won't really. That might get it out of your system a little faster, but it won't. A lot of stuff will still show up.
Well,
but speed doesn't stay in your system, does it?
Speed's
like 3 days.
Why is it the worst drugs move through the fastest, and the more benign ones seem to linger for years?
Right, exactly.
It's the bummer about these drug tests.
Damien, I'm not quite sure why you're so abusive. You seem to have insight into how inappropriate the behavior is. You got to stop.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in this relationship.
When you told him that.
I'm looking for a reason that we could go at to try to help you deal with it, but you have no history and you have no substances that are fueling this.
Maybe the bitch deserves it, Drew.
Well, I mean, their relationship may be very chaotic. I mean,
I even understand. I can even see that she doesn't really deserve it. I mean,
but she may be a part of this dance, and she may need the chaos. Maybe she's the one that's has the history of the really violent chaotic relationship.
Well, there's a reason she's staying with Damien.
That's the point.
Or even just hooked up with a guy named Damien. That's scary.
No.
With a gun.
What's her history like?
Well, actually, she's told me that actually, tell you the truth, the one guy that she's liked more than me was very, like, actually abusive to her too.
Right. So
And
she needs
she's
this.
even told me that she likes dramatic relationships.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know.
Unhealthy, Damien. Unhealthy. Not good.
Yeah.
I like relationships
for me,
that are based on napping and mutual apathy.
I think stuporous is more...
Stuporous relationships?
Yeah, I think that's closer to where you tend to head.
All right. Hey, Damien, listen, can you can get some kind of counseling there on the base, can't you?
Oh yeah, any kind.
Well, all right, well, go get some of that.
Yeah, it's going to go in my record too.
Yeah, but, I mean...
I think that relationship is questionable. That's what you ought to...
Damien, okay, here's the other thing, too. And let me say this. I don't want to take the pressure off the guys because I know we get a lot of pissed off chicks that are going to call up. But here's the deal. You take a 22-year-old guy or younger, a guy, 17 to 26, okay? Show me a guy who's not Harvard-bound but joining the military.
No.
And then you hook him up with the right woman. They get a little chemistry going. He gets a boner for her, and she starts whipping it up chaos-wise.
Yeah.
Most guys will get drawn into that.
To a point. And probably Damien's brand new to it, and he's realizing it's wrong. He wants to stop. He can't figure out what's going on.
Well, to the point, he's not beating her up.
Right.
But you can get drawn into that if the energy is there and the hormones are right and you're at the right age and, like I said, you don't got a whole lot else going on and you got it bad for this chick.
People get aggressive, let's face it, and it takes two to dance, and he needs to get out of this. He knows it's not right. It's not all about him. He's been drawn into something that's very chaotic. It's not going to stop.
Right.
It's a bad relationship. He needs to move on.
That's a bad system when you voluntarily seek some counseling and it's a mark on your record.
Yeah.
I think it should be on your record if you're forced to go in to seek counseling.
Right.
You beat the crap out of your wife and then they force you to go in for some kind of counseling. But if you just go in and say, hey, I think I got a problem I want to work on.
Doesn't that sound, it sounds Victorian, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's ancient. Well, things change slow in the military and the government.
Daisy.
Yes.
You're 20.
Yes.
On the other hand, I don't want these guys counseled that much. I want them ready to kill. You understand? I don't want a bunch of guys sitting around getting in touch with their feelings. And I'm paying for the whole goddamn thing.
An old friend of mine, this guy was about 80 years old, was a psychiatrist around forever. He worked for the military in the 50s, and he said he used to have to go in and screen for narcissistic personality disorders, and they would send those guys over to flight school for Navy piloting.
Sure.
And they were not allowed to intervene in their personality disorders.
Well, think about it. I mean, think about what it takes to strap yourself inside of essentially a flying bomb and go get shot at by MiGs.
You have to believe you're invincible.
You got to have something up with you, because I'll tell you, if you have just an ounce of clarity, you ain't even getting on the carrier that day.
Yeah.
Much less strapping in and getting slingshotted off the deck of it. Stacy?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I've been engaged since November, and recently I've become...
You're not getting anything yet. Drew, do you think Mr. Narcissism would fit on the side of a flight helmet? That'd be good. That'd be a good handle.
Just Narcissus.
All right, Stacy. Sorry.
That's all right. Recently I've become friends with a guy, and he's 16, and I'm attracted to him, and I want to sleep with him. And
you're engaged?
Yeah.
How old's your fiance?
22.
What's the hurry with the wedding?
I mean, there's no real hurry.
Why get married? I mean, and what makes you think that you are even ready to get married if you're ready to sleep with somebody else? I mean, isn't that kind of a sign that maybe things aren't quite what you...
Yeah. I think basically, you
want to sabotage this thing? Make sure you don't get married?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Who's the 16-year-old?
He's a friend. I met him through my cousin.
And he's underage, by the way, right?
I understand that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, but it doesn't count when a chick's with a guy. It's different.
Stacey reminds me of Monica.
Monica Lewinsky?
Yeah. I mean, just in the... I don't mean Stacey in terms of your character... Well, your moral makeup, but I mean in terms of the way you think about relationships.
Yeah.
It's all just sort of...
Hey, Stacey?
Yeah.
Whatever.
How long you been with this guy?
Not even a year.
The guy you're going to marry you haven't been with for a year?
Yeah, or just basically a year.
So what is the hurry? Why are you getting engaged at 20?
I don't know what the hurry is. I mean,
you have any kids?
No.
All right. Well,
whose life are we talking about here? Whose life are we talking about?
What do you mean?
I mean, this is your life.
Yeah.
You're just sort of flowing down the river, and
Pretty much.
everybody else is in control of it. You don't really make any choices or think about what you want.
I don't know if I'm even in control of it.
Why? What's going on? Where'd you learn that?
Well, my mother's just psycho.
Okay. What's the matter with your mom?
She'll just blow up at anything.
Did she abuse you physically or anything like
Yeah.
that? Okay. You got to get away from there. Don't look for a life preserver in a relationship. The life preserver you grab is going to be the one that looks and acts just like your mom. Even though it might look like something that's going to save your life, it's going to end up being like lead boots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Who wants to get married, you or your fiancé?
Well, I want to get married.
All right, well, don't do it.
I don't want to rush it or anything.
Yeah, wait till you're about 30.
Listen, all you who've been screwed with by your folks in society, I feel real bad for you, but understand, most of the decisions you make are going to be bad. And that's the truth.
Especially based on attraction.
Right. Yeah. I mean, career decisions are going to be bad enough, but when it comes to relationships, you're effed. You're completely. If you come right out of just some horrible parents, some nice abusive parents, and then right into a relationship, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Interesting. I really do get the same feel from Stacey that I got from watching Monica tonight. I want to know
if you want to talk about Monica Lewinsky, just bring her up.
No, but listen, I want to know more about her mom. There is something really going on there. Monica's mom, and it's interesting. That Stacey's mom was nutty in this case.
Jesus, Mike. Hey, Mike, did you get anything off of that Roseanne show? Okay.
What?
I don't know what I wanted. I haven't even seen it. Just can you watch the tape? See if there's anything good on there. All right, I know. I expect people to be more interested than I am. Chad?
Hi.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got caught masturbating in class?
Yeah, it sucked.
And you don't want your parents to find out?
Right.
Yeah. Have your folks seen you do it at home?
No.
Well, let's go to break. I'm saturated for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? All right, Chad?
Yeah?
Can you kind of get it together a little bit?
Sure.
Use your radio voice when we come back?
Okay.
All right. I know you're pretty freaked out. When did this happen?
Last Wednesday.
Week ago. 8 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, folks don't usually find out until 4 to 8 weeks after the incident at school. What do you think the principal sent a note in a bottle home to the folks? Do you think they'd find out by now, Drew? We don't know. All right, we'll speak to Chad, who got caught beating off in class, after this.
You have 5 seconds. Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. 2.
Back in a minute.
1.
There, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla, that is Dr. Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Rob Schneider is going to be in here tomorrow night.
You know what's weird? I'm doing PI with him tomorrow.
Oh, really?
How ridiculous is that?
It's not insane, but it's a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, he's in town. Maybe he's in town doing that.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Don't remind him to come in. Just
take him with me.
Yeah, I want you to do what those federal marshals do, where you cuff yourself to him and you just drag him in here.
Yeah.
He's a little guy. You could handle him.
Yeah. He'll help out the kids tomorrow night.
Yeah. You could bring him home after you do PI. PI tapes at like 5:30, right?
Yeah, like 5, yeah.
Then you're going to go home for a couple hours with the kids after that, and then you'll come in here, right?
Yeah.
And what you do with Rob Schneider is you accost him over at the PI. You handcuff yourself to him.
Politically incorrect. Don't get so...
Politically incorrect. He goes... they call it PI.
Yeah, but I mean... it's...
Okay, shut up. You go home with him, right?
Yeah.
And then he sits there and entertains the kids.
Yeah.
With that...
I'll be right at the dinner table.
The kids' names, like you got Douglas.
Doug-a-rama.
Hey, it's the...
Doug-a-rama. Jordarinsky, all right.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a kick for them?
Oh, they love it. Are you kidding?
All right. Well, that's Rob's new itinerary tomorrow night. Then next week, Henry Rollins is going to be in here. Cottonmouth Kings, Sponge. Darren McCarty from the Red Wings is going to be in here. L7.
Yeah.
Those are chicks who rock. I'll tell you.
Can we talk about
I love those guys.
The third week, too?
Nancy Sinatra, Janine Garofalo, Teen Helpline.
That's mine.
That's yours. And, it's a cavalcade of stars. Ann has just been booking her little took-eye off lately. Chad.
Soundless books.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Relax. You're 15. What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You were masturbating, right?
Yeah.
You got caught in class?
Mm-hmm.
What class?
Help us understand this.
I got really horny, looking at boobs flying everywhere.
No, he's full of crap. He didn't whack off in class.
This guy is an asshole.
Hey, thanks.
Please.
No, really.
Now, what class?
What class? Science class.
Yes, he had to repeat it. Yeah, that's always it's always the mark of the tard when you can't even work out the simplest of details before you go in with the bogus calls. You know what I mean? You don't work anything out.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
When did it happen?
When did it happen?
Yesterday.
A week ago. But he calls in because he's worried about his folks finding out.
Yeah.
Well, if it happened a week ago, jackass, your folks would have been notified by now, wouldn't they have?
Sure, why not?
All right. All right, come on, Chad. Chad, do you realize there's a bunch of screwed-up junkies who are on hold, and you got to talk about jacking off?
I do pot, too, dude.
I know, yeah.
I know that.
Something we can talk about.
All right, well, let's talk about that. How much pot you smoking?
3 or 4 a week.
That's an interesting habit.
3 or 4 what?
You'd smoke it every day if you could, huh?
Yeah, I don't have that much money.
Right. Chad, you should know there were some studies on 15-year-olds, and I swear to God this is true, on moderate pot smokers, right about where you're at, shows shrinkage of the right frontal lobe of their brain, just the part you need to use for school and for your character.
Hold on, let me put it in terms Chad can understand. That is the Nintendo quadrant.
Nintendo quadrant
of the brain. Yes, your scores will drop dramatically, and also affect snowboarding and consumption of Mountain Dew.
If you go long enough, and this is true, it can shrink testes, enlarge your breast, and potentially change your function of the penis.
Chad, don't be one of those guys everyone laughs at when you're in your early 30s and late 20s, would you? Right, easy on the weed, would you, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's an addict.
And listen, don't name your kid Chad. Do you understand what you do when you name your kid Chad? His likelihood of being a pot addict increases tenfold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You line me up 100 Chads, 87 of them are going to be stoners. Chad. Please. All right. Jocelyn?
Yes.
You're 19.
Yes.
What's going on?
Okay, I've had a lot of problems with guys lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had a lot of boyfriends, and I get hit on a lot, but I seem to fall for the guys I know I can't have.
Of course.
Sure.
It's like really frustrating me.
What is it, the quality about these guys you can't have? What is it about them that makes them inaccessible?
No, I mean, they're just like out of reach or something.
Why?
Some of them are younger than me even.
Why are they out of reach?
Okay, they might not want me, or, I don't know.
What is the quality, though, that you have to be going after there?
Losers.
Yeah. All right.
They're losers.
All right.
Yeah, that's my whole problem when I was young. I was too accessible. I needed to be out of reach.
The loser who was out of reach. You were a loser who was accessible.
I needed to be up on a little bit of a higher shelf. Instead, I was in the discount bin, like right by the front door, and it would just walk right past me.
No, but I mean I can't have them because they'd be wrong for me.
Well, they won't have anybody anyway, right?
No, I won't.
These guys are not interested in people.
The guys I have had, I won't bring home. My mom has never met any of my boyfriends. I think she might even think I'm gay or something.
Nah. Females don't think their daughters are lesbians because they're not bringing boys home.
And I'm afraid she might flirt with them.
Oh, boy. What's going on with Mom?
I don't know. I guess she's overprotective of me,
No.
What would make her flirt with your boyfriends?
I don't know.
What would make you think that she would do that?
A guy gets close to me or something at a party, and she'll just, snatch him away.
Your mom?
My mom.
What do you mean, snatch him away?
I mean, she'll be like, oh, come dance with me. Come on. I love this song. Take me out to dance.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Mom's a little nutty. Where's Dad?
He died.
When did he die?
About 10 years ago.
When you were 9. What did he die from?
Yeah, he got shot.
He got shot.
Mm-hmm.
By the cops?
No, he got robbed. It was like, he was robbed.
He was just a victim?
Yeah, pretty much.
He didn't have a kilo of heroin on him or anything?
Oh, no, not my father.
He was just walking down the street kind of thing?
He was at a coffee shop.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was just sitting at a coffee shop?
Yeah.
And a guy walked in and wanted his wallet and shot him?
No, he was in the bathroom while he got shot.
What?
Well, how'd that happen?
I don't know. The guy just, went in there, followed him in, and
my
father had just cashed his paycheck, so,
Oh, that's awful. That is awful.
I know.
They ever find the guy?
My mother didn't want to press charges.
Oh.
She was afraid of retaliation, and I can, he was kind of, I don't know.
Is there
We never
piece
found
missing?
him for sure, but, she decided, just to leave it alone because...
Is there anything about your dad we should know?
Well, like what?
Like somebody would want to hurt him?
No, my father was the sweetest man. I mean, he was one of those guys that would walk down the street, see someone hungry, and go buy him food,
He wasn't in a gang or nothing like that?
No, my father was an excellent man.
What did he do for a living?
He was an accountant.
Wow, that's just incredible. So sorry.
Yeah,
well,
it's horrible.
But no wonder.
Well, no wonder you don't want to get connected with any guy.
I mean, that threat of the loss has got to always be there.
Probably.
And also in the disappointment of not having a guy measure up to your memories of your dad, which are probably pretty idealized at this point.
Probably, yeah. I do idealize my dad. He was perfect to me.
Yeah, and it's going to be very painful to...
I know he wasn't, but...
I know, but it's painful when the guys that you meet in real life don't measure up to that, so you got to pick some really...
That's the problem.
Yeah, but you got to pick the big losers that don't have any possibility of being like your dad. How about just dealing with people on their own terms?
That's the thing. I get really, really sweet guys.
Justin, but you don't want sweet guys because it's too much like your dad.
Wait a minute. Who cares?
But the point is she's got to begin dealing with dad as he really was,
but listen,
dealing with the loss.
Every 19-year-old chick goes through this thing where I like them, but I don't like the nice guys. It's a phase. You'll get out of it. Listen, you got to move out of your house, would you?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I command that you move out of your house.
Go to school.
I can't at the moment right now.
What are you doing?
I'm going to start school soon, and I'm, not working right now, so I can't.
You can't live on campus.
You're too enmeshed with your...
Well, she's changed a lot. As I've gotten older. This was when I was young. I was, 14. I can understand. Let me explain that.
Okay, baby.
That one incident I was talking about, I was 14, and the guy was 19, so maybe she was just trying to...
All right. Jocelyn, please. She's rescuing you from a predator.
All right, get over it.
All right, yeah.
I'm sorry for what happened with the dad. I know there's a piece or two missing from that puzzle to get to the bottom of that. All right, where do you want to go here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Philip?
Yeah?
You're 12?
Yeah?
Oh, man. Thank God you can't understand half this show, can you?
It's not anything bad, but you guys always talk about, having a limit to masturbating. What if you, don't even do it at all?
Yeah, you'll explode.
No, you're fine, Philip. Please, don't listen to this show.
And tell your friends not to listen to it either.
No, I like it.
I know, I understand. But you're a little young, and you haven't really gone through the whole pubertal cycle yet. And
when Drew's not plugging the book, he's telling listeners not to listen to the show. That's what I love about Drew. Hey, Philip.
Yeah?
This, I didn't start this until I was 16. You understand?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that wild.
I was in rehab at 17. But I did not even begin this process until 16. So you have many years.
And yeah.
Holy Christ. Engineer Mike started at 18 years old?
Oh, boy. Want to bet?
Ritualistic abuse at the hands of his father. That's what I'm guessing. Jesus Christ, Mike, you didn't start whacking off till 18?
But there's an interesting correlation here between activity in adulthood and late onset of self-stimulation.
Well, it's the same. I think it's the same way I feel about food, which is I felt like the cupboard was always bare when I was young, so I'm making up for it now.
I didn't until after the first time I had sex, believe it or not.
Really?
I had wet dreams and stuff, but never masturbated until I had sex.
You got laid before you masturbated. Wow.
Talk about a first time, huh?
Jesus Christ. How old were you?
A month before I turned 18.
That's
17 and 11.
That's the first time you had sex?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. You must have killed that hooker. Who was it with?
Her name is Stacy. She's out there somewhere.
Wow, yeah, she's in therapy right now. Oh, my God. Imagine that. That geyser. Oh. All right, so anyway, Philip, don't worry about it. But please don't listen to the show. You're far too young. All right, we're going to take a break. Nick is 17. We'll speak to him when we come back. He's obsessed with best friend's fiance.
Best friends again.
They kiss and stuff.
17.
17. Nick, how old's your best friend?
He's 18.
Yeah.
Took him a few minutes. He's 18. All right, hang on there, Nick. We're going to tell you what not to do when we come back.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute.
2.1 KFMA.
Yeah, what's up? This is the Ladies Man, and you're listening to the Love Line with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you are. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Fax number 310-850. It is Loveline. Rob Schneider will be in here tomorrow night. And Drew, you were gone, but you know we got a new batch of public service announcements. As you know,
I missed them.
One of the things that drives me insane when I do this job is I sit here and listen to public service announcements night after night. These are things, well, you've heard them, late night radio, late night TV, warning you about certain things. It's really when the radio stations give back to the community.
There you go.
I've been listening to that McGruff so long, I will kill myself if I see another dog in a trench coat. So we have a new set, and as you know, one of my main beefs, because I do this show night after night. Drew, would you stop reading when I'm about to begin a rant here? And do you know how rude that is?
I'm listening, for crying out loud.
One of my beefs is that we have some serious problems in this country. And theft of laptop computers at airports, not one of them. A 0.
Take a bite out of
How about pickpocketing?
Scale 1 to 100, this is a 0.
Pickpocketing. Huge.
Are we really? Yes, this is another PSA. McGruff is explaining to you to be careful about pickpockets. Is this a problem in this country? Have you ever? Does it make the evening news? No. Here's the problem in this country. It's a lot of screwed up people having a lot of screwed up kids.
And violence.
And violence. Well, the violence is perpetrated by the unwanted kids on, somewhere between their 15th and 19th birthday. The point is you want to get rid of computer theft at airports, you want to get rid of teen smoking, teen pregnancy. Oh, no, they don't discuss that one. It's all about smoking and computer theft.
That's their right.
Here's my point. We got a new batch of these in, and the first one that I'm listening to while you're in the next room is has to do with air travel. Do you have that one somewhere, Mike? You can't get that thing back on there? I should really discuss things with Mike before I go on rants. This has to do with turbulence. Oh, yes. This is a problem that kills, Drew. Do you realize that one elderly person dies every 100 years because of in-flight turbulence?
Was this like a seatbelt ad? Wear your seatbelt?
Yeah, the point is when you're flying, keep your seatbelt on. Yeah, we all know the firsthand the tragedy of turbulence. Like when you smack your head on some Samsonite. Yeah. Oh, that can leave a mark.
And God knows we don't chalk up any times on the plane.
No.
So
you could spill a drink. Do you have it, Mike? Well, I'm going to listen to the whole thing.
What a tough thing your body is. It's built to withstand bending, pinching, tattooing, swimming.
I'd work sodomy in.
Piercing.
Tickling. Shaving.
Loud noises.
Childbirth.
45.
Football.
All right, well, let's get to the point, fellas.
Rollerblading. Marathons.
Hold on, pot this down for a second, Mike. Can you stop? Can you stop this for a second? Oh, listen, I don't produce PSAs, but I can tell you that minute 45 into it, we should know what the F you're talking about.
I think they took a 30-second PSA and made it a 60-second by doing all that.
Holy Christ. All right, well, let's keep playing it. And here's where your taxpayer money's going to, y'all.
But there's something the human body isn't built to withstand. unexpected turbulence. Happily, though, planes are built to withstand that really well. All you have to do is wear your safety belt the entire flight. So next time you fly, stay buckled up the whole time. Because after all, turbulence happens, and you're just not built for it. This message is a public service of this station and the Federal Aviation Administration.
Okay, first there's a problem with this in that I would argue that if you said your body was built to play football but not to withstand turbulence, you're not quite sure what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are much more injuries caused to each and every year by football than there are by turbulence.
Yep.
Number two, is this a problem? Is this a problem that faces this country? Find me a person who's been affected by turbulence. Do they exist? Once every 8 years, some guy whacks his head. Who cares? What are we doing? What are we supposed to do? I think that this is just some sort of a make-believe fantasy that the government is involved with so that its citizens think there's nothing else going on out there.
Let's we'll come up with our own PSA.
We can't have something for the morning after pill?
Let's have the morning after pill.
We got to talk about turbulence?
And don't have kids. Let's do
My
that.
God, half the PSAs we hear every night are airport-related. I don't even think most our callers have been in an airport.
No, I agree.
How much traveling does your average screwed-up 18-year-old do? Well, you're in Paris one week, and then it's Milan the next. That's ridiculous. Who are they talking to?
All right, tell you what. You want to stay after the show and record a new one? We'll put it on. We'll do that.
PSA of our own?
We'll do that. We'll make something up, sure.
Yeah,
we'll get the right
them
phone
off,
number.
though, is that somebody in the FAA paid to have that thing produced and distributed.
What do you
it
mean,
wasn't
someone,
like Western
who
Warren.
did
No, not someone. It was you. It's
We
the federal.
I understand that, but the point is somebody in the FAA made the decision to spend money doing this.
Where does laptop computer theft at the airport terminal, pickpocketing, and airplane turbulence, where does that fall in the order of problems this country has? We can't talk about real subjects? What's the PSA for? Why bother? Airport turbulence. And is there one human being alive that's going to listen to that spot and go, hey, you know what? I got a flight out of JFK tomorrow early. I wasn't going to buckle up because the Lord knows they don't mention it when you're on the plane. You'll never hear it on the plane. They act like the seatbelt doesn't exist when you're on the plane. So it's a good thing I picked up this little tidbit of information the night before I got on the plane. I'm going to be laughing my ass off when we hit some wind shear and everyone else is got themselves a nice whiplash and I'm the only one belted in. When you get in the goddamn plane, they talk to you for an hour and 45 minutes about the seatbelt.
I think the point is you can't talk about anything else in this country, can you? You can't.
What is that?
Take a bite out of
all Drew and I do is fly, and all they do is talk about seatbelts. There's like a magazine just dedicated to seatbelt safety that's in front of it. It's like nothing. The guy invented seatbelts, Larry Seatbelt, 1922. He came up with the patent. It's all it is seatbelt. The guy's chiming in from the cockpit every 4 minutes about when you can take it on and when you can move around. The lights going off. You got the stewardess taking the male end and plugging it into the female end. And listen, if you can't figure that one out, believe me, you ain't going to feel a little head trauma. Let's get rid of these PSAs. Okay, Drew, we got to cut our own.
Yeah, we do.
You're right.
We really do.
Okay.
And distribute it.
For Christ's sake, it's turbulence.
So, Nick, you have a thing for your best friend's fiancé?
Yes.
He's 18, she's 18?
She's 19.
Well, that makes all the difference then.
He's 18.
Why are they getting married if she's carrying on with somebody else?
They're getting married together, and
they're getting married together. Okay.
Yeah.
That changes it.
Oh, two of them are getting married?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's totally different now.
Yeah, my best friend and her fiancé, and his fiancé.
Okay, that puts a new spin on things. Well, yeah, okay. So, are you screwing around with her, or did you just kiss once?
I've just kissed on a couple occasions.
Couple of occasions.
How long ago?
Like a couple weeks ago.
Why are they getting married? I'm asking the same question again.
Why are they getting married? I don't know. I guess they want to get married.
Okay. Well, Nick, why don't you find yourself your own woman? Can you do that?
Could I? I mean, I think I'm in love with her, though.
Oh,
yeah,
Nick,
no,
please.
you're just desperate. You're desperate, right, Nick?
I've had other girlfriends before, and I've never felt this way.
I don't believe it.
No. Come on, Nick. Grow up, would you, for Christ's sake? This guy's getting married. This is your best friend.
I don't even believe the call.
Hey, you don't?
No.
Why not?
lot of repetition, a lot of
sister stupid,
repeating the questions every single time.
No, I believe it.
And no affect.
Well, he's thick. I believe you, Nick. I'm on your side, brother. And just go find yourself a woman and other than this woman and be a decent guy, would you?
All right.
All right, who cares if you're in love with her? She's in love with him, and they're getting married.
Well, I think she might like me, too. But I don't...
What has she said to you?
Well, we've kissed, and...
And what does she say to you?
She says, well, she doesn't know how she feels. She doesn't know if she should keep carrying on with their relationship.
She doesn't know? What do you mean she doesn't know? I thought she said...
She doesn't know if my best friend and her should continue their relationship.
Mm-hmm. But she said she has feelings for you.
Yeah.
What does she say? What does she say?
She says that she's not sure what she feels.
What does she say about how she feels about you?
She says she might like me. She might love me.
Where were you when she said that?
I was at her house.
Yeah.
She might like you.
You know, she's not quite sure.
All right, so she's confused.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just back off a little bit? You need to find another... you're one good date away from getting yourself out of this predicament.
It's a total mess.
Nick's desperate, and when you're desperate, you cling, and then when you cling, you don't care who you're clinging to or what the environment is.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You're just like out in a river,
right,
and a crap log could float by, and you would grab onto it.
Right.
Now, if you were sitting on a nice bassin boat, do you think you'd jump out and grab onto the crap log?
That's right.
No, you're desperate. You're treading water. You say you love her, but you're just desperate. Let's go get a date with somebody.
Yep.
Stop screwing with your best friends, everybody. All right. I wonder if he's experienced firsthand the tragedy of in-flight turbulence without the seatbelt.
Oh, more.
Yeah. Next time we're on a flight, let's bring that up.
I'll remind you.
Explain to the stewardess that they should not forget to bring this up.
Sure.
The seatbelt. That's good. That's a good note. All right, we'll be back.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
It's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. We're going to take ourselves a little 10-second station identification break, and we'll be back with more Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio
station.
Illegal broadcasters.
92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
Hey. This is Loveline. Rob Schneider's going to be in here tomorrow night. Next week, we got Henry Rollins and L7 and Cottonmouth Kings. Tons of good people coming up on the show. Janine Garofalo, all the good folks. So, Drew, you got a notepad? Because we're going to cut ourselves our own PSA after the show. I know you're freaked, Drew, because you usually sleep by 12:02. But you're going to have to hang in. And I'm a perfectionist. Anyone who's worked with me knows that, so we may be here all night. All right, you ready to move forward?
Let's go.
Were we teasing a call?
Yep.
Who was it?
Oh, no, we weren't.
Weren't? Vicky?
Yes.
You're 18.
Yes.
What's going on?
Last night, me and my boyfriend were having sex, and I was on top, and I guess I went back down too far. And we heard this loud crack, like a knuckle cracking noise.
That was your dad's soul. You broke it.
No, I don't know what it was.
It was. He was down in the basement playing with his model train set, and all of a sudden it hit him like lightning. That was pretty good, Mike. Did you do bite into the mic?
And what's your question, Vicky? What was that?
I was having sex with my boyfriend.
No, we got that.
Okay.
You want to know what that was?
Yeah, I want to know what the...
Is he okay otherwise? He's all right now?
Yes. Like, after that happened, he couldn't stay hard.
Uh-oh.
And then, like, right again, and he couldn't get a full erection. And
I wonder if that's just out of fear that something's going to happen to him.
He said it hurt at the base of his penis.
Well, he may want to get looked at by a urologist. You can't actually rip the cavernous bodies that actually are responsible for trapping the blood during an erection. It can be quite serious.
Well, it could just be PTD.
What's that?
Post-traumatic disorder. Something guys get usually.
PTDD.
Post-traumatic dick disorder. A lot of guys got it coming out of NAM, some out of Korea. It's when the groin has been traumatized, so that it's nothing physiological, but emotional. It can't snap back. Well, it equates a boner with cracking and more stress.
It could be, again, anticipation of trouble, and that makes him anxious, and that makes him not work. But it also could be a tear in the corpus cavernosus of the penis, and that could be a problem.
What's the corpus?
It's a cavernous body. It's the thing that swells up. It can tear, or it could be a tearing or a cracking of the ligament that holds the penis sort of.
You
up.
would see some discoloration, wouldn't you?
Usually,
It looks normal.
or some curvature, or some sort of distortion of it. So it's probably okay. It's probably just him being anxious.
So how long? So it's probably just in his head, like.
All right, hey,
probably.
Oh no, there's something really wrong with
All right, Vicky, can you make it another 15 minutes?
Huh?
We had sex, then I cracked his penis off, and then we had sex again later on. Then the following morning, we had tried to have sex again. Jesus, you're horny, honey. Relax for a few minutes, would you? All right?
Okay.
Are you using birth control?
Yes.
Huh?
What are you using? What are you using?
Condom.
The way you're going at it, I mean, you'd wear out the soul of a Hirachi. The way you're going at it.
I still think
I don't trust that condom.
The morning after pill should be issued with every condom purchase.
Okay.
And there's some data that just came out recently, I think it was in England, that showed that if you take the pill within 12 hours of the exposure, you're more likely to be effective with it.
Really?
Yeah.
More than 72
Although you have
hours.
72, but there may be a slight advantage to going sooner.
Ooh. Rick.
Yes.
You're 32.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I have a intestinal cancer. I'm going through chemotherapy and radiation.
What have you got?
It's cancer. It's a tumor, which I'm going through.
What kind of tumor?
I don't have a name on it.
You don't have a name on it?
I don't have a name for it.
How come?
I don't know what it's called.
How can people not sweat the details when it comes to cancer?
I've never met anybody that didn't know exactly what they're...
Well, I get...
They didn't tell you?
I got about 28 things of information, plus then they turn around and I don't know a thing that they tell me. But my question is that I'm using marijuana for the chemo, and but I'm having a hard time speaking.
That's all right.
But I'm worried that my past addictions to marijuana are going to kick back in.
Of course. Of course.
And
yeah, but who cares?
away.
You got cancer.
Well, I'm trying to see if he has a treatable, curable cancer or not.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm almost halfway through it right now. I'm looking at being done by April.
Yeah, but I'd like to know what kind of cancer this is, so we could talk about what, sort of philosophically.
Well, last year I had 3 polyps removed from my colon.
Right. Do you have
and this year they found a growth on a tumor on the outside of the large intestine.
Okay. So it's a colon cancer. Did it start inside the colon and grew through the wall?
More than likely, it's from the same. Like, I didn't have the funds or anything to go to get checked out fully after last year.
Do you have something called familial polyposis? Does that sound familiar?
Nah, that's the polyps that were on the inside.
Yeah. All right. But it sounds like a real serious tumor.
But Rick, did they say it's treatable?
Yes, they're looking at being in remission from the chemo and radiation.
They are.
The doctors, as opposed to having to go in for surgery.
How long do they expect? It's not carcinoid. Carcinoid?
No.
That doesn't sound familiar?
No.
Okay, let's stop playing the cancer guessing game. Here,
it makes a big difference in terms of what philosophically. If he's got a terminal condition.
Rick, I don't want to kick a guy when he's down, but you should sort of make it your business to know what you have, just so you're just a little more educated on it. You know, I mean, that would help, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, okay. So let's.
Was marijuana the only thing you were addicted to?
Well, I went marijuana, and I also went through a lot of LSD when I was younger, but that was one of the things that I'd gone through treatment for, was the marijuana.
Okay, so why'd you get back? I mean, there's a lot of people that go through chemo that don't smoke pot.
There's a lot of people who don't throw up and have problems eating also.
But there are multiple other ways to deal with that, right?
Well, everybody that I've talked to out of my support group said that the Marinol, which is the synthetic THC, didn't work for them.
Did you try it?
You know, they suggested that I get
Did you
off
try
this. No, I didn't.
You didn't try the Marinol. Did you try any of the other dozen or so other medications that are available for the nausea with chemo?
No.
Those, by the way, are much more.
It's a lot easier to get a couple of buds that are.
All right. Well, hold on a second. Rick's like the young Larry Flint, at least when I'm talking to him. That sounds like talking to Larry Flint.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I think pot should be legal and all that, and I'm on your side halfway. But the other half is you were an addict, and you had a problem with substances.
And there's a dozen other medications that actually are more effective.
You got right back with your. Would you shut up, Drew, and let me finish my thought, please? You jumped right back onto the substance bandwagon. And it seems to me like it was almost an excuse to just get back into it. Not that you cooked the cancer up, but I mean, once you knew you had it, you just went, screw that. I need some emotional support here.
That's right.
As well as the physical stuff.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to increasing your meeting attendance, getting connected with your peers, and doing.
All right, so you're back in with the weed, but as long as you're on the weed, you might as well just stay on it through chemo. And get through it and see how you feel. And then when you're done and hopefully you're in good physical health, you can get back on to kicking. But listen, don't go back with the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick with the weed.
Yeah. What are the other...
there's a ton of them. The other drugs?
Mm-hmm.
And, Absine, Compazine, Reglan.
Well, listen,
there's all kinds of stuff.
Rick, you don't know what your cancer is. You think you're going to memorize Flormaterol? Is that a drug?
No.
I think I took floor mats from a car and mixed it with Demerol. Flormaterol? Okay, Rick, good luck to you, brother. Smoke the weed, toke out, and when you're done with chemo, call us up, and we'll get you off the weed.
The situation does not sound good.
Well, they're not operating. Is that not a good thing?
Not a good thing.
No. Okay. Oh, baby. Kenneth.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yes.
What's going on?
I just seem to kind of have problems finding happiness with girls, women, I should say.
Yeah.
It just seems like, to me, I've had so many females that it's just, if I waste my time with another one, I feel like I'll just get screwed over or something like that.
Yeah, I understand that strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting at home alone, you know, wondering if I should even just quit dating girls for a while or something. I don't know, man.
How many women you had?
I can't count.
Really?
Yeah.
At 19 years old?
I'm not talking about sexual experience. I'm talking about
girlfriends?
Yeah.
Still, at 19, you can't count the number of girlfriends you've had?
Oh, man, I can. If I had to sit down and think about it.
15, 1800, something like that?
Oh, no.
No, not that high?
I just don't. I never tried to keep count.
More like 4?
Nothing like that. A lot more than that.
Okay. So...
What's going on?
What do you want?
Yeah, why can't you sustain a relationship with somebody?
It's not that I can't. It's that I jump into them really fast. I jump into relationships really fast.
Right.
And I start trying to commit and all this, and then I think back on it, and I think, man, I'm stupid. This girl isn't even worth being with. What am I doing?
All right, that's the point. You demean them, you idealize them, and then you demean them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what it is, you know. They seem like the nicest girl, you know. They're fun, they're smart.
Yeah.
You know.
And then what? Then you get to them?
They start playing games, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, listen, you got a bad antenna.
Yeah.
You picked the wrong women. What, do you think this is all women?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to find that right one. And
okay, well, go ahead. But stop bothering us.
This is his thing. This is his deal.
Yeah, I know.
This is not about you.
Where's your mom?
My mom, you know, well, what do you mean, where is she? Like, where does she live?
Well, what's your relationship like with her?
She's, off in her own little world.
Right.
How come?
And Dad, if y'all really want to know this, Dad has cheated on my mom, which is why they divorced.
Right.
And then cheated on his next wife.
Well, what a shock.
So, I mean...
We're flabbergasted.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've seen my dad do this and ruin relationships.
Right.
I wonder if it's me that's...
Well, listen. Oh, hold on. Kenneth, I'm going to make this easy. You don't have a great relationship with your mom, and that sort of stands as the feminine model in your mind. And so you pick women, you over-idealize them, and then you
demean them.
You demean them, you beat them up, and they disappoint you. So this is all about you and your mom and your primary relationships. It has nothing to do with women
or who you choose. Even
listen, all you screwballs out there who want to say, you know, saying all women are one way is like saying all races. Oh, wait a minute, that is true. Yeah, they're all the same. I'm going to think of another example. The point is there's as many different women as there is men. And there's many different attitudes out there. There was Einstein and there was Mussolini. There's Joey Buttafuoco, and there's John Tesh. Okay, you idiots? Every time one of you crazy broads out there says all guys are the same, they only want one thing, picture Joey Buttafuoco and then picture John Tesh, and then shut the F up. And the same with you guys who are trying to categorize women. Do the same thing. Just, you know what you got to do with women? All you got to do is Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. There they are. They're in the same outfit.
God.
This is right there. If they're all the same, picture the two, realize how big a difference there is just between those two, who happen to be on the same Olympic team, and then realize how retarded your logic is. So, it's all about you, Kenneth. And just stop dating then. Fine. Get your crap together, work out your issues with your mom, and then go back out with a clearer head. Trevor.
Yo.
Yo, you're 17.
Yeah, I had let's see, first here, I masturbated today. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
About an hour later, had unprotected sex with my girlfriend.
Right.
And, I got to know what are the chances that I got her pregnant or something.
The chances...
Well, you masturbated earlier in the day, right?
Well, an hour before.
All right. Well,
so
then
it's zero. It's zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Trevor,
Yeah.
Trevor, please. Please.
Trevor,
she's going to get pregnant.
You're not going to prep school, are you?
No.
No. Do you have health class at school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it taught by a guy or a gal?
Gal.
Gal?
Does she teach you as a way of achieving contraception you should masturbate before having sex?
No.
No.
Does she teach you that there's fluid in your and around your urethra that's loaded with sperm, and you put that inside a woman? You don't even have to ejaculate now. There you go. She's going to be pregnant.
All right.
When did this happen?
You had an orgasm when you had sex with your girlfriend, right?
No, I didn't. I took it out.
Oh, well, if you pulled out, then there's 0%.
And the pull-out doesn't work either, right?
Hey, goofball. Please, Trevor. Thank God he learns about air turbulence.
This happened today?
Yeah.
What state do you live in?
What's up now?
What state do you live in?
California.
Well, call the 1-888-NOT-TOO-LATE. This is the Prevens Morning After Pill hotline. Get her the Morning After Pill right away.
All right.
You decrease your risk by about 75%.
All right.
What's that number again, Trevor?
No.
Write it down.
Hey, listen, jackass, I'm not paying for that screwball kid. Now call the number, would you, and quit screwing around. You stoner, do you have a real problem or not? Did you do this or not?
I'll get one.
Go get a pen, you idiot. Jesus Christ.
All right, let's have it.
1-888-NOT-2-LATE.
Oh, no. Listen. Have the kid and go ahead. Go ahead, pay for him the rest of your life, you idiot.
Hey, say this again.
Enjoy, jackass. Listen, I'm tired of helping these idiots. Please. Why this morning after pill should be right next to the gumdrops and the vending machine.
There should be
put a quarter
little,
in, you twist the thing, and you get a handful.
Yeah.
Because here's the bottom line. This Trevor is a bonehead.
Really?
Let's face it. His
Come
girlfriend's an idiot. You think these guys are... You think they're going to call this number and do what it takes? You think they're going to follow it up, or do you think they're going to go, screw it, I pulled out, I'm going to bed? Do you understand what I'm saying? You're dealing with a mentality who thinks he can't get a chick pregnant because he whacked off earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you think that mentality is going to climb the highest mountain to get this stuff?
Well, certainly if we put as many barriers as possible in the way of him accessing this stuff, he won't have sex.
That's right. That's right. Drew, you're right. That's good thinking. You're exactly right. That's the government or the Christian rights assertion that if we don't make this stuff available, stoners like Trevor will never get horny. Please, would you guys get in the real world? Drive me insane.
Kiss my ass.
Let's get this guy, and I don't understand why people aren't outraged by this. You want this Trevor to have a kid? You want him to have a kid? Jason. You want Trevor to be a dad? Trevor, you better call that number. Jason?
Yeah.
You're 21.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm 21. I had sex with my girlfriend last night. We've been going out for 4 months. And, basically, I was a virgin before last night, and she wasn't.
All right.
And what's going on?
And, my question is basically just today, I've just been feeling really weird about it. I don't know, I just have really strange feelings about it.
Well, okay. I mean, you waited a long time. It's an intense experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what kind of feelings?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't necessarily feel like I shouldn't have done it, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm glad I did it either, you know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is because maybe my upbringing. I mean, my parents weren't very religious, but yet they raised me pretty strict, you know, in a strict way.
Okay.
So.
Hey, how was the sex?
That's another thing too. I mean, it just wasn't what I expected it. You know, like I didn't.
That's the problem.
I didn't even reach a climax. You know.
Feels dirty.
Because you were upset about the experience, or?
What do you mean?
You were not happy during the experience. It wasn't.
Well, I mean, I was really nervous.
Yeah.
Do you love your girlfriend?
What's that?
Do you love your girlfriend?
Yeah, I do.
Just kind of cool out and see how these feelings settle down.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously something very important for you. You have a lot of conflicted feelings about it. It sounds like you're guilty about it. And you sort of have this need for it to be an idealized experience, which it really never is. Just deal with it as it is in reality. And don't be so expectant of a perfect, you know, the clouds to part and angels to start singing. It's not what this is.
No, it's not like masturbation. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Listen, first time is awkward and uncomfortable, and if you've waited until 21, there's even that much more.
Yeah, and there's a lot of.
And plus, Jason sounds a little like
uptight.
A little uptight.
There's a lot of unrealistic overlay of this relationship, I think, and some of that was sort of blown apart maybe by this experience.
He worked in the part about he was a virgin, but his girlfriend wasn't.
Yeah,
which may be an issue.
There's
that
some
he's
stuff
working in too.
Yeah.
So, Jason, here's the deal. Your girlfriend's not evil because she wasn't a virgin and didn't lose it with you.
Yeah.
You both love each other. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't overanalyze it.
Let this
Just
settle
hang
down.
in,
Yeah.
and it'll believe me, it'll work itself out. All right.
Oh, yeah, everybody now. Loveline, I'll be right back. 1KFMA.
Hey, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is the Dr. Drew over there. Rob Schneider will be our guest tomorrow night. Drew will be on Politically Incorrect with him tomorrow night. What are the topics, Drew?
I was going to bring him in for you, see if you can tell me something funny to say.
Yeah, but here's...
what?
Yeah. The thing I figured out with Politically Incorrect, because I've done it 5 times. How many times have you done, Drew?
3. 4.
Just 3?
4?
Just 3.
3.
Tomorrow will be 4. See if I can...
Have I? Maybe I've only done it twice before.
No, you've done it 3 times.
Okay.
Here's the deal. They give you a list of topics of things you may talk about. You pick out the one you like the most, you prepare your joke, and then they don't talk about it.
Oh, yeah. And then he comes in with 4 new topics when you sit down in there.
Right. Yeah.
You have an opinion about this? You have an opinion about this? You have an opinion about that? What do you think about this? And my topics are some convention center in New York is going to put on a sex convention, the sex toys and that kind of thing.
Right.
And since they're trying to sort of clean the streets up there, they wonder if that's the proper way to use public supported.
Don't form any opinions about it because it will not come up.
Then there's a town somewhere in Alabama that wants to form a new charter based on the Bible. The Bible is their book of laws. The Ten Commandments is their basic charter, and their church is their voting area. It's a really bizarre kind of blending of church and state.
Right. And won't talk about that either. Don't form any opinions. All right. It's the only show that I'm aware of that during the commercial, a guy comes out and pokes you with a stick and says, you're not angry enough. It's more of a cockfight than it is a show. It's like they come out and they go, okay, here's the problem. You two have been agreeing.
Yeah, stop agreeing.
Let's see if we can do something about that. Hey, backstage, he called you a fat ass. Now let him have it. Jasmine.
Yes.
You're 18 years old.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Okay, here's my question. I was with a guy for about 2 years, and I broke up with him in August. And since then, we've both been seeing other people, but we started talking again, and now we've kind of formed a friendship/sexual relationship, and I'm wondering if this is appropriate.
It's good for him, right? How's it for you?
Well, it's good for me, but here's the thing, and I was a virgin when I started going out with him, and we lost our virginity to each other, and I'm not really that, I wouldn't call myself easy, so...
What's the thing?
I haven't slept with anyone else. So.
Here's the thing. What's the thing?
I'm just wondering, I'm confused about it. I don't know if this is...
All right. He is not involved with you.
No.
You accept that?
That's what I'm kind of getting nervous about.
Jasmine, he is not involved. He is just having sex.
Yeah. Well,
okay. He's not involved. How does that make you feel?
I don't know.
Awful, I expect, if you really were dealing with the reality.
Yeah.
And that is the price you're paying. You're subjugating yourself. You're sort of doing something that you think that women are taught now they're supposed to be able to do, but they really can't.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got feelings for this guy, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we were together for a long time.
He doesn't. He does not share that.
Well, I was thinking about bringing it up.
Jasmine, he doesn't share that.
Yeah.
This friendship that you think that he thinks you're having, he thinks he's having.
Don't bring it up before you have sex, because he'll give you all the right answers at that point.
That's right.
Yeah, I was told that.
This works for him perfectly.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it works for me until I find someone else, you know?
How does it make you feel about yourself?
Why are you calling if it works for you?
Well, because I'm still confused about it. I mean...
How do you feel? How does it make you feel about yourself?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've always considered myself pretty...
It's a giant price. It's a giant price to pay.
Yeah.
And you are completely subjugating yourself on his behalf.
Yeah.
You are really selling yourself out for this guy.
So here's the answer. It's a simple answer. If you can just have a physical relationship with the guy and no strings attached and you sleep like a baby every night and it's fine with you, then carry on.
But that's not what this is.
But it doesn't seem like that's what this is. And if you think there's more to it or that you're going to coax this guy back in the relationship, you're probably kidding yourself.
And it's a rare woman. It's a rare woman that can do what Adam is suggesting, and every man can do what this guy's doing.
Yeah,
or would do it.
See, there's the thing. We'll never be able to be back together again. We both know that.
That's right.
But you'd like to be back together with him.
In a perfect world, of course. Yeah.
Well, why can't you be back together with him?
Just a lot of. I don't get along with his parents, and his friends aren't my friends. It was a very exclusive relationship, and it kind of didn't make me very satisfied. So.
His friends aren't my friends. What's that have to do with anything?
Well, I mean, we couldn't go out together in groups.
Why?
It was just really exclusive. And right now, I like to hang out with my friends.
All right. So if he changed his ways, there would be a relationship again.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, but of course he's not going to do that.
Probably not.
Okay. No, probably not.
Yeah.
Let's start dealing with reality, Jasmine, please. You deserve better than this.
She does?
Yes, she does.
Well, maybe he does too. Debbie.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Well, first I just want to say I agree with you on those PSA announcements.
Well,
hope you guys really do one that's like...
Debbie, have you ever done any traveling in an airplane?
Yes, I've been to Thailand and back.
Now, how long ago was this?
About a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Did they bring up the seatbelt while you were on the plane?
Yeah, but they did it in Korean.
Oh, really? Well, then maybe this is important. Or should we do the PSAs in different languages now, too?
You're being awfully discriminatory, not
but you were made aware of, in no uncertain terms, that you had to keep your seatbelt on when you were on the airplane, right? Okay. That's all. Next.
Debbie, what's the question tonight?
Okay. Well, recently I had a baby, and he's 7 weeks old. And, within the past, first 5 weeks, me and my boyfriend were talking, and it was we had this don't ask, don't tell situation of our past, because it was really colorful. And I just finally asked him about the first girl that he had sex with, and it turns out it was when he was in 8th grade. And I was just now that I can finally have sex again, it's I don't know if I kind of want to. I don't know if it's because I'm jealous because he did it before me, or if it's just mad because he did it so young. It's hard to
Yeah, you're looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, who cares? I mean, you look at it this way.
Building a case.
Yeah, you're building a case against him because you have to look at it this way. First, the reason you asked is because you were looking to build a case. Number two, you would have been appalled, disgusted, and repelled by any answer he gave you. He could have said he lost it to his true love in the 10th grade. You would have been disgusted with him. He could have said he was raped by bikers in the 7th grade. You would have been equally disgusted. What answer could he have given you that you would have found acceptable? And the answer is no answer.
Yeah, I guess. It's just I don't know.
All right, so why are you looking?
Well, we were just talking. He asked me about my first time, and I told him it wasn't exactly voluntary for me. It happened when I was 16, and it was just first of all, I thought I wanted it, and then the guy started, and I said, please forget it, stop, and he wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And then when I asked him about him, he said it was some girl in 8th grade. He's all, don't worry, it was only 2 minutes anyway. He's like, you got it up and got it down real quick because your first time is always like that for a guy. So I was just, okay. And then I think the part that made it worse was just that I saw a picture of her, and it was she looks better than me, or...
Yeah, see, I think you've got lots of vulnerability as a result of having become a new parent, and the changes your body go through, and the new commitments and the feelings associated with the birth. Just, you're vulnerable. Don't overreact to these things. Your boyfriend loves you, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're very lucky. You got a guy that cares about you.
Yeah.
Don't build a case against him. I understand, guys, you got a lot of hostility about guys.
Yeah, I'm not trying to build a case, but...
And God knows,
yes, you are.
And God knows pregnancy and child rearing stirs up all kinds of primitive feelings.
I think I'm just, I don't know, kind of worried about getting pregnant again still, too. And so I guess maybe it's kind of trying to find a reason not to have sex. Because I'm scared. I don't want to have another baby.
Are you breastfeeding?
Yes.
So the risk is pretty low, right?
Yeah, they put me on a pill, too, but my friend got pregnant when she was on a pill, and it scares me.
All right. You're going to be okay, Debbie.
You going to get married?
Oh, yeah, in a couple of years.
Oh, all right. Yeah, the kid can go.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy. Put the kid to work. You have him work the catering or something like that, maybe clean up, or, there's always a lot of folding chairs to set up. You know what I mean, Drew?
Yeah.
You have a kid,
sure.
You get married a few years into it, the kid can do stuff. You know what I mean? A wedding's a pretty expensive operation. A lot of people don't have money. All right there, Debbie. Be careful, baby, because you're hunting you're hunting for an excuse.
Yeah. She hates guys.
Well,
got her pregnant, forced her to, raped her. I mean, God knows what that was about. And so you got to create that.
Right. And listen, as far as a guy telling you about a past experience, him getting laid in the 8th grade is fairly benign. Do you know what I mean? It really shouldn't mean anything to you. It should really mean less than him getting laid his senior year of high school, because it was 5 years prior to that. You know what I'm saying?
Longer ago. And less.
Right, it was just further in the past. Yeah, it was like the kid was 14, he got laid, he came in 10 seconds, who cares? Okay. Amy.
Yeah.
You're 17, what's going on?
Well, see, I lost my virginity 4 years ago, and since then I've been with a lot of guys. I was wondering if this was normal teenage behavior or if this was, related to how my parents were when I was...
How many guys?
27.
27?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
You bet?
Got to gamble.
Yeah.
You got your wallet? Let's see here. 27 guys?
Since 13.
Since 13. Women can do this. That was my number I started out with. I wanted to be with 27 women by the time I was 17. I think I ended up with half a boob as my final tally. Mike, how'd you fare? By 17. Right. And you ended up with like the pubic hair and a hickey.
I owned 27 magazines at that age.
Mike.
He's like
man.
Cirque du Soleil when it came to handling the magazines.
I used to make out a lot, okay?
I know, but the thing is you just couldn't be with 27 girls by 17 if you're a guy, no matter how much you could drop out of school, dip yourself in a Paco Rabanne before you left the house every day, and it wouldn't make a difference. You could dedicate your life to getting laid, you still couldn't do it. It's all up to them.
It's why men are so afraid of women's sexuality.
Right. All right, so let's do some quick gambling here, Drew.
No, let's do after break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have time to think about this, although we never do. When we come back, we're going to do a little gambling on Amy. Been with 27 guys. She's only 17, lost her virginity at 13. Thinks it may be a problem. Talk about that after this.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
But they choose each other like crazy.
Right. All right. Hey, it's the Loveline. That's Corn. Those are my boys, right, Mike? That's right. Okay. Oh, we were gambling.
Yeah.
We didn't have one. We didn't think about it for 1 second.
No, we didn't talk about it.
All right, let's
27 guys between age 13 and 18 or something. 13,
all right, lost her virginity at 13. You want to go first, Drew?
No.
Why do I always got to go first?
I'll
You
go
know, it's not fair.
All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Pretty violent, chaotic home. Maybe both parents addicts, and some neighbor or something got to her. Probably somewhere around her own age. And then I bet one of their experiences around 13 was a rape.
Neighbor got to her sexually.
No.
Yeah. How old do you think she may have been?
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8.
Okay.
Maybe another 12-year-old, 11-year-old.
Dad.
And I don't mean had sex there necessarily, but it sort of was both parents addicts and crazy.
Yeah, sexual abuse really sounds like the way to go.
Some kind of.
I'm going with dad, alcoholic.
You know what? Another good bet, like dad had like porn around, really traumatized her with all that weird stuff.
I'm going dad, boozer. You know what? I'm going no.
No, come on.
I'm no sexual stuff.
Oh, hey, give me a bet. What?
Dad, boozer, and semi-abusive.
All right.
A little verbally, a little physically. All right. Amy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're both partially right.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were addicts, and my dad was an alcoholic, and he quit, and then my mom has been alcoholic ever since I was about 10.
Uh-huh. Anything else we should know about?
No, when I was about 7, I spent the night at my uncle's house, and I woke up and I couldn't find my underwear, and he was then in my bed naked, but...
All right.
So that doesn't count.
Oh, God.
That's pretty perfect. Was it cold?
And by the way,
cold night?
Did I not just nail that? Both parents addicts, abuse at age 8.
How old were you, 8?
7.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad did have a lot of porn around the house.
Porn. And were you raped about 13 or 14?
No.
No rapes?
Nope.
Okay.
How old was the guy?
That's what I missed.
When I was 13?
Yeah.
He was 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You woke up with your uncle in bed with you, and he couldn't find your panties.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a good thing, does it?
No.
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 You should have taken stride, though. Whose brother was this?
What?
Dad's brother?
Well, he was like a
close family friend. He had known my father. ever
Please,
since they were
okay.
little.
No, forget it.
So he's kind of like my uncle.
Oh, so it's not even family, Drew. You're almost batting 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, that's a disaster, right? Yeah, and so, but your dad was an alcoholic. He's dried up now, right?
Yeah.
Why? Like vehicular manslaughter and 17,502s, or what caused him to stop drinking?
I really don't remember. All I remember is that he quit for about a year. My parents were clean, and then they started up with the drugs, and then my mom became an alcoholic again.
So your dad's still strung out on drugs?
I really don't know. He doesn't live with me now. He lives out in San
If he's not actively involved in recovery, he's still on drugs.
But was he ever physically or sexually abusive?
Not to me.
To whom?
My mother was very abusive, though.
Oh, she was.
A lot of chaos.
All right, Amy. So tons of chaos.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling the heartbreak of this because Drew's got a dollar of mine. I hope you buy something that's bad, like something tainted, like a bad carton of milk or something. Amy?
Yeah.
Can you stop acting out, please? I mean, you know, you've been through a lot. It's going to take a lot of work to sort of make things right with you. But in the meantime, could you stop doing damage? It's sort of, it's look at it this way. It's like saying to someone, listen, you got tumors all over your lungs. You're going to need chemo. We're going to have to go in. We need to do all sorts of work. We're going to try to work that out. It's going to take a while. In the meantime, just stop smoking. Could you at least, or cut back? You just smoke half pack a day? You know, while we try to devise some sort of strategy to help you? You know what I mean, Amy?
These relationships are going to fuel a very destructive part of you, okay?
Yeah.
They're just old, acting out old need to be empowered, need to be in control of very chaotic feelings.
Listen, you've tried it 27 times. It hasn't worked, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just as miserable as you ever were, right?
Yeah.
All right, so figure 28 ain't going to be the one that's going to magically fix you.
Every time, I always think it's be better.
I know,
and
but,
even probably
that was 27 times ago.
The
So
thing is, though, the reason you're not going to convince her out of it is during the midst of these these trysts, she probably does feel good, right in the moment.
Yeah.
And then lousy afterwards.
Definitely.
yeah, but
It's not real.
It's not real. So you know what's going on, right, Amy?
Yeah.
All right. So who can you talk to?
Nobody.
What about rape counseling, something like
Survivors
that?
of abuse.
I don't know. I've never tried to get a hold of any of those kind of people.
Why don't you do that?
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah. I have one brother and two sisters.
Did the guy have 4 kids?
Yeah.
4? How old are your brothers and sisters?
My brother is 17, and my one sister's 23, and my other sister's 21.
Where are they?
My 21-year-old sister lives somewhere down in San Diego.
Oh, God knows who she's got herself hooked up with.
Oh, she's an Asian gangbanger. My 23-year-old sister's in the middle of a divorce.
She's what's the other sister?
The 21-year-old what?
The 21-year-old's like a gangbanger.
Gangbanger.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Good.
The 23-year-old's getting a divorce, and
Right. And probably has a kid, right?
she has twins.
Yeah, of course.
And my brother's just a punk.
Fine. He'll knock somebody up in the next 10 minutes still. All right, Amy, here's the deal. This whole family's a disaster.
Yes.
All right, don't join them in that. Could you please?
Yeah, it's hard.
I know it's hard, but all you have to do is nothing. You know what I mean?
Stop acting out.
You just have to stop acting out. You have to start reading some books. You have to start helping yourself. And you just don't end up like your sisters. I don't know what else to tell you, honey. That's it. You know where the road is going. Stop it. It's not going to work, but it's my job to ask anyway.
Beg, plead.
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like those old... it's like in Dukes of Hazzard where the sheriff would run out, the guy'd be driving the car about 95 miles an hour at him, and he'd run out in the middle and he'd yell, "Stop it! Stop in the name of the law!" And the car would just speed up, and then he'd jump over the trestle bridge and into the lake,
Right.
There's no way. But it was sort of his job to stand in front and yell something anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But you just end up in the mire.
I
Listen.
wish anybody would take advantage of whatever therapeutic modalities are out there.
So if you just do the math, you got the 4 kids. One of them's already has twins.
Think how fast this grows.
Yeah, understand.
Started with mom and dad. Now we've got 10 people involved.
All you need is 2 roaches like her mom and dad, and in the blink of an eye, just 15, 20 years, 25 years, start spreading out. And then you take couples like this times a couple million, and you spread them out around the country in strategic spots, and that's all. That's it.
Listen,
that's all you need to destroy this country.
And she's got the punk brother who will spread the word very rapidly.
I'll tell you, as soon as we're done with the tragedy of airport
turbulence
in the airplane and laptop theft, we are going to address this as a government, I'm sure. We just got to knock off a few of these things, and we'll get right to the morning after pill. All right, I don't want to go on any more of my Hitler-esque rants.
Brian.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, I've been taking Ritalin since I was like in 3rd grade, and when I turned 16, I at my work I saw somebody crushing it up and snorting it.
Where do you work?
Well, this is where I used to work. I used to work at Kroger's.
Oh, Kroger's, yeah.
That's Kroger's.
This is it was a non-employee.
Hell do I know what
but,
Kroger's
a friend
is?
of an employee on the parking lot.
What's Kroger's?
Kroger's is a grocery store.
Okay.
What city do you live in?
Cincinnati.
Okay. What part of Ohio you figure we're doing the show out of?
What exactly do you mean? What?
We don't know. This is a local chain, I guess. The Kroger's.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brian.
All right. And when I was about 17, I guess I started snorting it like regular, like for about 2 weeks. I did it like
snorting your own Ritalin.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right, right?
Something you'd already been prescribed, right?
Yeah.
Were you taking the usual doses in addition to snorting it?
No.
How did you get your medicine refilled?
My parents.
You just kept saying you were out.
Excuse me?
You just kept telling them you were out of your medicine.
Yes,
All right, so what's...
But I tried doing it to where I thought I had...
What's up now?
Excuse me?
What's up now?
Well, I still just addicted, like, basically, I guess you could say, for 2 weeks. But I was wondering what the... Like, I heard on the news that it could cause cancer. But
cancer?
I told my parents about that, and they're like, oh, no, don't worry about that.
That's the one thing I've not heard Ritalin associated with. But it certainly can cause heart attacks and strokes and cardiovascular collapse and respiratory collapse.
All right, so stop.
Remember how River Phoenix died? That was sort of a typical amphetamine death. And, ADD, in my opinion, is a marker for addiction in people, in kids who have alcoholic parents or grandparents. So you should not be on Ritalin. You've got to get treated for the addiction and some other non-addictive intervention for the ADD.
Thank you. Jeff?
Yeah.
I got about 30 seconds. You're 17. You get nervous and you barf before you have sex.
No, that's my girlfriend.
She barfs.
Kind of worried about her. She's been losing some pounds, and she hasn't been dieting or anything.
Uh-huh. How do you look in the nude? It could be part of it. That's happened to me. I turned around to pick up a gym sock, and there it went. Just heave. I should have bent at the knee, but I didn't.
Well,
I really didn't.
I usually keep myself, I keep myself clean. I shower.
All right. Drew, because you have an eating disorder or something?
Good. It's one of the possibilities.
Can you ask her about this, Jeff?
I've asked her. She's gone to the doctor with her mom, and, people thought she was bulimic and stuff, but just they don't know.
She probably.
But it only happens when she's about to have sex?
Well, yeah, and sometimes, we can go through with it,
Right.
But other times she just gets really sick.
I've yet to see a case in which everybody was convinced there's an eating disorder and there wasn't.
Well, maybe something traumatic happened to her involving sex at some point. She's freaking out when she has sex.
And she has an eating disorder.
All right. Diana?
Hi.
You're 14?
15.
All right. Well, you're 15 now. When you called in 103 minutes ago, you're 14. Does the blood type diet really work?
Yeah.
What is that, Drew?
Speaking of eating disorders, Diane, you're 14. Stay with the general balanced diet, okay?
What?
Just don't get any freaky diets going.
Well, I was bulimic, or I am.
That's what I figured.
All right, don't listen. don't worry about all this mumbo-jumbo. Eat some fruits and some vegetables and do a couple sit-ups and call it a life.
Work with a dietitian, Diana. Work with a dietitian.
Thanks.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.